The rare value American stamps of 1851 and 1867. The 2-cent stamp of the US dollar year 1863. It is also referred to as blackjack, due to the great portraiture of President Andrew Jackson, 7th President of the United States of America. Remained in office from 1829 to 1837. Jackson rose to prominence as a general in the United States Army. He was also a great supporter of racial policies, especially against Native Americans. Stamp issued to market local deliveries. Has the currency reduced from 2 cents. Above the face. The inscription U.S. Post is reported. Under. On the side. The inscription that shows the nominal value. Stamp issued in 256,000 copies. It is part of the issued series of the Presidents of the United States of America. Today it is worth $400. The 1-cent stamp of 1867 depicts the bust of Benjamin Franklin, facing right, as well as having been an inventor and scientist. He also made a career in politics. In 1750 he debuted as a deputy to the Pennsylvania Assembly, became U.S. ambassador, first in Sweden, then in France. He was elected as president of the Supreme Executive Council of Pennsylvania. He also abolished the Stamp Law in 1766, or the Stamp Act. That it was a tax that the colonies of America, they had to pay to the UK, on any printed sheet of paper, as board cards, licenses, newspapers, and many other things. Over his face. The inscription Post of the United States. Under. The writing of the nominal value of the piece is shown. Or 1 cent of the US dollar. Postage stamp dated 1867. Was issued in 3,000 copies. And is worth up to $4,000. The 1851 3-cent stamp depicts the face of George Washington, first President of the United States of America. Remained in office for 8 years from 1789 to 1797. He was one of the founding fathers of the nation, and commander of the Continental Army during the American Revolutionary War. At the end of his mandate, he was elected to go on to serve as president for a 3rd term. But he refused, because he argued that it was too dangerous to leave this kind of power and role to one person for too long. This gesture, he was taken as an example by several presidents subsequent, and brought 154 years later, in 1951, to pass the 22nd Amendment to the U.S. Constitution, outlining the structure of government, and bans anyone from serving as President of the United States of America for a 3rd term. Over his face. The inscription Post of the United States. Under. The nominal value of the piece reported in letters, or 3 cents of the US dollar. 1851 stamp. Was issued in 20,000 pieces. It is 25 millimeters high, 20 millimeters wide, and is worth $4,000 in the philatelic market. The 1866 15-cent stamp depicts the face of Abraham Lincoln, 16th President of the United States of America. Remained in office for 4 years, from 1861 to 1865. He was one of the main protagonists of the American Civil War. Led the Union, managing to keep the states united and strengthen the federal government. Furthermore, issued policies to modernize and grow the economy in the country. He was also a great anti-slavery advocate. In fact, in 1862 the Congress passed a law outlawing slavery in all states, and put his signature on the law, freeing all people held as slaves in the United States. Up. You will be able to see the nominal value of the piece reported as a number, or 15 cents. Down. The value is reported in letters. Postage stamp dated 1866. Issued in 2,139,000 pieces. Worth $4,500. The 1-cent stamp of 1851 depicts the face of Benjamin Franklin, one of the founding fathers of the United States. He is known for having been one of the protagonists of the American Revolution, an inventor and scientist. He helped draft the American Declaration of Independence, and was unique among the founding fathers. to participate in the drafting of all three major U.S. documents. Furthermore, he established the first Ministry of Posts and became the first Postmaster General of the United States of America. Between 1775 and 1776. Over his face, the inscription Post of the United States. Under. The nominal value reported in letters. Or 1 cent of the U.S. dollar. This stamp dated 1851. Worth up to $6,000. The 1856 5-cent stamp depicts the face of Thomas Jefferson, 3rd President of the United States of America, who held the role from 1801 to 1809. Considered one of the Founding Fathers, he was one of the main authors of the Declaration of Independence, signed in 1776. He also founded the Democratic and Republican parties of the United States. Another event, important during his rule, was to buy the Louisiana Territory from France, Southeast Territory of the United States. The purchase was made with the intention of expanding the federal territory. Over his face, you will see the writing United States Post Office. Under. The nominal value reported in letters. Or 5 cents of the U.S. dollar. Postage stamp dated 1856. Issued in 150,000 pieces. Worth $30,000. The 1855 10-cent stamp depicts in the center the face of President George Washington. In foreign policy, he always tried to maintain a neutral position and to be recognized by as many states as possible as a newly founded nation. In internal politics instead, despite not belonging to any political alignment, among his close collaborators many different thoughts and alignments were formed, and he always tried to maintain a neutral position. Over his face, you will see the writing United States Post Office. On the side, the nominal value of the piece reported in Roman numeral down. The value reported in letters. Or 10 cents of the U.S. dollar. 1855 stamp issued in 200,000 copies. Today it is worth $30,000.